Today we will be discussing all the new enhancements that we've built into Service Connect and Tech Connect, into the new follow-up pieces, and into technician time management and the new time clock. So in talking about technician time management, what we'll be looking at is actual time, and actual time is the amount of time your technician's at your service facility. So when the technician comes in for the day, he'll be clocking into the time clock in Tech Connect. Vehicle time is the time the technician is working on a vehicle. So this is a total service process from picking up the keys to hanging up the keys. So we want to track both shop productivity and technician efficiency. So E time is non-income, non-revenue producing time, and we call this expense time. And then build time is the amount of time we've allotted to do that service or repair. So when we're looking at shop productivity, most shops are about 85% productive, but without time tracking, you don't know exactly what to improve. Our goal is to get to 90% or greater. So if a technician is at the facility for 40 hours and he has vehicle time of 34 hours, he is 85% productive. So that's shop productivity. If the technician efficiency is the entire technician involvement in the vehicle service project, time is tracked from picking up the keys to hanging up the keys. So technician efficiency is 120% when they produce 20% more billable hours. It takes them, they can get the job done in 20% faster than billable time. So if a technician's at the facility for 34 hours and he's 120% efficient, then he'll produce 40.8 billable hours. So our goal is for your technicians to be around 125% efficient. So with that, when the technicians mark the job finished, then it updates the finished date of that job, and then we can track that into the finished job reports and also the closed job reports. We will be adding E-times. In another release, we're going to be adding all the E-times you see here, and you're going to have the ability to make notes on the different E-times. As we go through technician time tracking, we want to keep it simple. And so what I'm going to do is open up Tech Connect. So when a technician comes in for the day, what we want him to do is time in. So he's simply going to click on the time in, and then we'll track that time. So he's either going to go to talk to the service advisor, he may be waiting on a job. In this case, because we've embraced priority, he's just going to jump in and start doing the battery service. So he simply just clocks into that job. Now, it's most important that your technicians are engaged in marking all the jobs finished. And then we move to really tracking the time. So the wrench tells us the wrench with the yellow wrench tells us he's working on a job. So we can just open it up and see that he's working on that blower motor. We can see he just started on this car. Now it's important with what we've added. We've now added vehicle delivery notes, and we've added a vehicle tag. You can see this on the front screen. What's important is to move your shop from managing sales to managing labor hours. So we've added labor, we've added priority hours. Priority hours are going to be the hours you want this technician to deliver today. Carryover hours is hours that are approved, but the car can carry over tomorrow. So it's important for everybody in the shop to engage in, and all you do is click on one of the boxes, and waiter and 1 through 4 priority are the vehicles you're going to deliver today, and that's where the priority hours come from. Carryover is the vehicle that is sold but you can deliver tomorrow, or if you get finished with all your priority vehicles, you can go ahead and get started on that. On hold would be the vehicle you're waiting on an engine on, or a vehicle that hasn't been approved. Expected in is a vehicle you bought parts for and they're expected in. A vehicle could be marked finished by the tech, but you still need to wash it or do a final inspect, call a customer. When you mark finished and then ready for pickup, meaning the customer's been called, told it's ready for delivery, that's when we mark it finished in our Rider software. we have the new vehicle tab. So you can put anything in there. It's in the back lot. I need you to just diagnose this car. So anything you want to put in there, you can. Vehicle delivery notes would be anything that has to do with delivering the vehicle. When the parts are going to be here, you need to pick the customer up. So this wouldn't have anything to do with vehicle notes, but it would have everything to do with delivery notes. So you can see right here, there's my diagnose. In this case, this is a priority of 3. I need you to diagnose it, and I'll update it right there. So now everybody in the shop is focused on priority hours. The technician can walk up and know exactly what he needs to work on. By looking at parts, he can see if he's waiting on parts. You can see both of these parts have been ordered, and he's waiting for his starter and his blower motor. So again, what we want to be able to do is be able to track when the technician came in for the day, where he's at, what vehicle he's working on, and track the priority hours on the vehicles you want to deliver today, and then carryover hours. So with that, with time management, let's say in this case, Mitch needs to simply go into a shop meeting. All he's got to do is click on shop meeting. It'll punch him off the blower motor and put him on to shop meeting E-time. So what we've now provided you in Service Connect is the ability to see where each tech is. Now, we can see when they punched in for the day. We can see when they punched into the job. You'll notice that he punched in on that job at 9:13. It's 15 minutes. He's already over the time, so we're going to start flashing that time at you, letting you know that that technician is over his time on that particular job. Again, you can see that your technicians that are on E-time, and that they either are in a shop meeting or they're working with a supervisor, or maybe possibly they're out of work and they need work. So with this screen, we're going to let you see the job they're punched into, the vehicle they're working on, and how many hours are assigned to that job. And if he's finished with some of the jobs, we're going to show you which jobs he's finished with, so you know how much work he's got left on that particular vehicle. So that is your new time management box. This is the new Auto Apps dashboard. We'll be adding more and more stuff. We'll be adding the sales tab. We'll be able to add where you're at with each technician. But with the time clock, what allows you to do is you can instantly see when the technician came in for the day, what he's working on now. You can see if it's in progress. So you can, and then what we've added now is the ability to just double click, and now we've made it extremely easy to edit your time. So now you can use this for timing in and timing out for the day, timing out for lunch, and then tracking all what we call that actual time, how much time he was at the facility. We're going to track vehicle time, and then we're going to track E-time and idle time, and then from there we're able to figure shop productivity. So if I just looked at a different day for Matt, you can see he had 9.76 time at the shop. His vehicle time was 9.36, and so he was 95% productive. If you wanted to look at what jobs he actually marked finished that day, you can see that he had a really productive day. He must have had a lot of carryover on a big job. You're able to see the customer, the vehicle description, the build time, and then his actual time right here, and you can see everything that got closed out that he marked finished. So you can see what he marked finished. So he started on, they actually closed the invoice out on the 2nd, but he finished it on the 1st. You can look at closed invoices, and then this is based on when the invoice was closed. So this is your close date, and this is your finish date. So everything's at your fingertips for the time clock. So it allows you to look at the next day. You can see on the next day, and let's just go to the time clock, he was at the facility 7 hours and 15 minutes, but he had a lot of idle time. So in this case, if I wanted to update what that idle time was, I could do that by putting in notes. So you're able to update that, or we're going to add those notes actually to the E-time codes right there. But then you can see any notes you want to put in, you could do that right there. If you need to correct when he came in, you can just double click on it, and then you would be accurate on your time clock for time management, and then you would have all your time clock reports just built in down here, where you're able just to run that report for whatever date you want. And we'll pick on that, and just to show you what it looks like for that date. And then so you're able to see all his time management and all his time pieces right there. So with that, you're able to see, so this being the newest feature, the time clock editing being the newest feature to be released this week. We've moved to finished jobs, making that extremely easy to see. So it really moves us into making the time management a piece. So we also added the filtering for technicians, so you can see each one of your technicians and how many hours they have assigned to them. So it makes it extremely easy to manage priority hours. You can see that he's got 11 hours assigned, so he's got more work than he can get completed in a day. And so that's what you're seeing with using priority and carryover hours.